This one's really exciting. Let's talk about the 3 hook types. All right. Hooks are less than 5% of most creative length, yet can impact yet can impact the performance of an average ad creative by up to 25%. Bad hooks almost always lead to poor performing ad creatives. Okay. This is so important. Look, they're only 5% of the video, but they can impact the video by 25%. That's huge. It's like the only thing that, like, if your video sucks, change the hook and it'll give you wildly different performances. Okay. This is video ads number 1. It's still something that video creators don't understand yet. And it's because the performance marketing world has really made this very clear when it comes to testing ads versus organic. Organic place in the organic world, it's harder to test because you're only limited to a certain amount of people. But in the performance world, you can test 10 to 20 different hooks and you'll get wildly different results. And out of those 20 results, like maybe 1 or 2 of those will land, and boom, now you've got yourself a winning ad. When if you didn't test those hooks, you wouldn't have known which actually worked and you probably would have given up sooner. So this is huge. This is so huge. And as an editor, I believe it's our job to be able to organize these hooks for clients in a clear way, and so that they have the assets ready. And you hand it off to them and they're just going to deploy them and see how they do. So the media buyers aren't going to do this. Like, it's our responsibility to generate these hook variations for them. Okay, so hook number 1, these are your emotional hooks. These hooks make you feel something, all right? So these are your fear, your worry, FOMO. If you don't know what FOMO means, fear of missing out, humor, sadness, anger, injustice, excitement, nostalgia, aspiration, or shock. All right. If we go back to the other example, I'll break that down in a second. But in the 3-spirit example, oops. Sorry, going back. In the 3-spirit example, it makes you feel, all right? The thing that I used in that was excitement, okay? She was very excited. She was shocked, all right? She was shocked by it. Whoa, what is this? And there's a little bit of humor in there. So you can have more than one emotion happening because we're very complex people. We're human beings, you know what I mean? We're not one-dimensional. We're not robots. So there can be a lot of emotions happening at once here. Number 2 are sensory hooks. These things make you look and listen. And these are your visuals, your catchy music, any movement, color, contrast, volume, loud noises, or scenery or landscape, all right? For that video example, I used visuals as well as movement and color. There's even a little bit of catchy music in there happening. So I used all those layers to create a very sensory-driven hook. And I think you should do the same thing every single time, as much as you can. It's a practice and it's a discipline, but when you're able to understand the 3 different hooks and apply them each time, your videos are going to perform way better. Okay, lastly, you have your intellectual hooks. Makes you think, all right? These are superlatives, bold claims, drop-in, cliffhangers, visual demonstrations, social proof, sparks curiosity, strange, off and odd things, credibility, expertise, and relatable things. All right. So in that video specifically, I used a bold claim and I sparked curiosity, and it was kind of strange. So what I wrote down was, how to get a buzz without the hangover. That itself it's a very like a curiosity provoking claim, and it's a bold claim. So that itself is a hook. But when you tie in hook number 2 and hook number 1, you've got this massive hook, this massive attention grabber that's not one-dimensional, but it's multi-dimensional. And that's why it's so effective. All right, so moving on. The best hooks combine all 3. I just mentioned that, but the best hooks make you feel, they make you look and listen, and they make you think. If you can do all 3 in one single hook, boom, you've got yourself a very scroll-stopping ad or video. So let's break this down. As I mentioned, the 3-spirit ad. For the feeling hooks, we included humor, excitement, and shock. For the look and listen, we used a visual appearance, reaction, and a bleep. And I'll play this for you actually real quick. And let me put my speakers on so you can hear it. Okay, let me turn on. And we'll just play the hook so you guys can see it. Okay, so that's the first 10 seconds, right? Let's go back to that hook. So this is the grabber. I'm sorry, the interest portion. Okay, so layer number one, I added a voiceover that says how to get a buzz without the hangover. That's very common in social media these days. The second portion is I added the caption, the title right here, how to get a buzz without the hangover. That's layer number two. Boom. I have her reaction. That's layer number three. And then she says a cuss word with a graphic over it. That's layer number four. I even added a nice little zoom in there. Watch it one more time. All right. So if we go back to the training here, you saw that there was humor in there, there was excitement, there was shock. All right. There was a visual aspect to it, there's a reaction, there's a bleep, and then it also makes you think because there's a claim in there, there's a little bit of curiosity, right? You don't know what this is, but you're intrigued because you want those results. You want a buzz without the hangover. Everyone does, right? So let's go over hook number two. And this video did very, very well for us as well. So let's watch this. All right, I had to go grab the ad, but let's watch it right now. All right. All right. So first 10 seconds of the video, let's rewatch that hook. Okay, that's a 2-second hook right there. And what we're seeing right now, we've got a headline caption, we've got a voiceover, we've got some weird thing going on where it looks like she peed herself, and you've also got an arrow coming in, right? The video itself is sped up, so it's grabbing your attention. And so let's go back. We can watch it one more. All right. So hook breakdown. We in this example, there's a shock factor, there's a fear factor. No one wants to pee themselves or catch themselves leaking. The product itself are leaked proof panties. So, this is like someone's worst nightmare. And so we definitely don't want to be showing that off, or anybody wants to be experiencing that. When it comes to looking and listening, there's obviously a visual demonstration. There's an arrow, there's an audio hook. It's very, very visual here. And then lastly, when it makes you think, how to prevent bladder leaks in public. So there is a correlation to the caption as well as the visual hook. So those are two interconnected things. So this is going to attract someone's attention who is experiencing this pain or this potential problem. So every hook is designed to attract a different type of customer's pain. Depending on the hook, it'll attract a completely different avatar. All right. So we've tested different videos with, especially for the leak proof panties, tampons and pads and other things that are related to same issue, but people peeing themselves became the primary angle, the primary hook that worked the best. And it took us a while to get to that point, but once we found it, then once we nailed it, we could scale it. So that took some work, but I believe it's possible for any product. All right. So we're back. Had to take a quick little break, but I am recharged and ready to rock. So this is part 6.3, the video ad types. All right, let's jump right into this. So the way I've broken it down are 7 different app types and then 4 different ad styles. All right. So you may have heard of these, you may have not, but over here we have the spokesman anchor, the product demo, social proof ad, dynamic ads, case studies, lifestyle, unboxing, and then on the right, the ad style is how the video is produced and edited. We have UGC, commercial, branded, mashup, and then drop ship style. So, depending on your familiarity with production, this may be already known to you, but maybe you've seen these ads, you don't realize what they're called or what they're, you know, what the name of them is. But let's go over them one by one. So before I get into that, actually, it's really important to see that you can actually combine different ad styles, ad types with different styles. I think this is a thing that is only for people who produce a lot of content. Is you can take an ad lifestyle video and make it UGC. You can do any of these combinations and get a wildly different result. Okay, you can take a spokesperson anchor video, which is talking head with a person behind the screen or an actor, and then make that commercial, or you can make that UGC, or you can make that more of a mashup. So there's tons of different potentials here, product demo to dropship style. So let's go into more of what this actually looks like. All right, move my face over here. Okay, so the spokesman anchor video, highly engaging video featuring a product, explaining the product and highlighting its features. Ideal length is 92 seconds. So this is a video. Let me see if I can pull this up right here. All right, let's watch this video real quick. Just the first, couple seconds. All right. So I think you guys have probably seen these ads before, but a spokesperson video is usually done, with higher quality. Let me move my face down here. Whatever, doesn't matter. Um, Higher quality production. These are high budget stuff, and they take a lot of time to produce. But I would say, as a brand, if you've reached a certain point in your business and you wanted to really differentiate yourself, spokesperson ads are really solid. But typically, I would say editors are not doing a lot of spokesperson ads. I mean, at this high quality level, depends if you're shooting, if you have a spokesperson as a brand, you're doing a lot of their edits or YouTube videos. I would say it's almost equivalent to that. But, when you're doing higher production stuff, you're dealing with bigger footage and higher quality stuff. So it could slow down your computer. Next, we have product demonstrations, and this is probably the most common video you're going to see. These highlight the product features and benefits and demonstrates the value to the customer. Ideal length is 25 seconds, so let's watch this quick video. All right. So pretty straightforward, right? It's demonstrating the product live. Obviously, this is a bath mat, and you're just showing all the different use cases and the features of it. Pretty straightforward there. You see these all the time. These are very dropshippy style. I would say this is a dropshipping style, and it's what you see on any platform these days, Amazon. Next one is social proof ads. All right. These are opinions of brands or products by consumers, influencers, blogs, leverage to create trust between consumers and brands. All right. Ideal length here is 44 seconds. These are just one potential style for a social proof ad. And these are actually image ads, but these could be animated. These could be motion graphic style ads. A social proof ad could also be a UGC mashup of multiple testimonials into one video, which is probably the most common one, which we'll actually go through how to edit those style videos. But if there's any sort of customer review happening or any type of quote happening, these are considered social proof ads. These are great for middle of the funnel. But they could be used as top funnel as well. It just depends on the impact of the message itself. If the testimonial is really strong, it could resonate deeply with the customer, and it could be used as a top funnel ad. Okay, these are dynamic ads. These are computer generated creative assets to A/B test at scale. All right, so I would say these are your so common. These are your like. I don't like these ads because they're just very generic looking. They look very what's the word, like stock, or I don't know. There's just no personality to them. You get banner blindness with these types of ads, and these are actually the ads that perform the least. Ideal length for these guys are 9 seconds, but again, it's very clearly an ad. And I think these days you want to create ads that don't really look like ads if you want them to be most effective. All right, number 5 are case study ads. Controlled studies or testing of products proving superior performance or increased quality of life. Ideal 44 seconds. There's a lot of potentials here, but I included an us versus them, which is kind of like a case study where you're comparing your product to another product and why your results are better. You can actually do real case studies of people's transformation. If you see in the one on the right, how I lost 86 pounds and found my true self. So anything that you're demonstrating that your product is superior would be considered a case study ad. And those are very impactful because people are skeptical and they want proof, and they want to see that it actually works, and they want to see that there's data behind it. They want to see, it's not fake. So that's a good opportunity to drive more sales through trust. All right. Next, you have your lifestyle videos. This is showcasing the product being used in everyday life. Ideal length here is 21 seconds. And I think these are the most commonly shot by like videographers. I've worked with a lot of videographers, but lifestyle is, cinematic. It's very, let me go back. I'm sure, you've seen these. These are like probably the most common styles like for a creative. But I would say I don't really do lifestyle too much here and there, but I really do prefer UGC. That's kind of my strength. Everyone has their strengths in terms of shooting, but these are fun to edit because they're clean. You make them really nice and really clean, very minimal. So from an editing standpoint, they don't require too much. And I would say most of the work happens in production for products like this or for lifestyle shoots. Next, you have unboxing. This is pretty straightforward, showing the product packaging and features. You've seen these everywhere, obviously. Still pretty self-explanatory, showing the box, showing the product itself. Sometimes you have a voiceover over these, but these are probably the most common you'll see around your news feeds. Okay, so here are the different ad styles that I would say just over the years, I've seen as like ways that you can shoot something or you can edit something. So number 1 is UGC, obviously shot with a phone, done in a very social media format. So you're adding TikTok captions, making it look native to the platform. Number 2, you have commercial. This means you shot it with a commercial camera. You shot it in a studio. You made sure you had lighting dialed in. And it looks like it belongs on TV. Like I feel like commercial is just, oh, that's a TV commercial. Like that could be played on TV, and I'll double that as a commercial ad. Number 3 are branded. These are the ones that they're very controlled. Like it's all about the brand. And with the titles, with the captions, with the colors, with the overlays. That's kind of the look and feel here. Actually, let's play this video. All right. So you can tell that one's very branded. They shot on a backdrop and they just kept it very minimal, but they're focusing really on their product. Oops, keeps doing that. So next one is mashup, and that's very similar to the example that I shared with you. Where was this hook? All right, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but you can see that I mashed up a lot of different footage here because the content was primarily UGC. We have a lot of influencers and content creators, so it's my job to basically take that footage and create a story from it. And I think mashups are so effective because you're. It doesn't really matter so much about the quality of all the content. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is the story that you're telling. And if you're able to take the right clips and the right lines from the UGC, you can create something very powerful, and it has performed very, very well for them. Lastly, you have your dropship style. All right. Let me see if I have this example. I guess I don't, but I would say this is like the very spammy style. There's not really any brand to it. It's not UGC either. It's kind of in the middle where it's just kind of like quick text trying to get your attention. And I'll include some links in there for you because this is a very, I started off as drop shippers, so I know these styles by heart, but I'll include some links of dropship style ads. And they work for, they still work, but you're going to attract a certain type of person each time. I would say each one of these ads will attract a different type of consumer. So it's really nice to test all of these if you have the production capability, if you have the budget, if you have the resources, depending on where you are in the company. If it's your company, then definitely I would test them all. The ad type and ad style will always depend on the brand strategy and vision. You as an editor will be responsible to match that strategy. I just said that, but depending on what that strategy is, man, if we're going for commercial, make sure it's clean, make sure it's nice. If we're going for branded, same thing. Make sure you have branded elements in there, branded colors. If we're going for UGC, make sure that thing looks native AF. You're using native stuff, native captions. If you want to mash up, make sure you're not so focused on design and brand. You're more focused on telling the story. And dropship. If you want to just strictly grab attention and get people to click, then follow that strategy. All right, that wraps up part 6. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot, but I hope by now you have a clear understanding of what is out there and what possibilities you can create as an editor. I will see you in part 7, staying organized.